Right? Buckle up, buttercups, because we're about to dive into the latest Westminster pantomime. And this time it's got all the classics, broken promises, statistical sleight of hand, and enough spin to power win farm. Keir Starmer's just been caught red-handed pulling the wool over British eyes with his shiny new immigration solution. And guess who's not having any of it? That's right. Nigel Farage is absolutely tearing strips of the Prime Minister for what is calling outright gaslighting of the British public. So grab your popcorn because this political bloodbath is about to get very, very interesting. Now, here's where it gets juicy. Labour's rolled out their grand masterpiece, the one-in, one-out migrant deal with France. Sounds impressive, doesn't it? Like some sort of nightclub door policy for asylum seekers. But here's the kicker that's got Farage absolutely fuming. The numbers behind this theatrical production are more fictional than a Disney movie. Picture this. Starmer struts onto social media yesterday like he's just solved the migration crisis with a magic wand, tweeting, "If you break the law to enter this country, you will face being sent back." No gimmicks, just results. Except here's a plot twist that would make Hitchcock jealous. It's basically all gimmick and practically no results. The Shadow Home Secretary Chris Philp has done the maths, and it's absolutely devastating. Only 6% of illegal arrivals will actually get removed under this scheme. That means a whopping 94% are staying put, probably sipping tea and wondering what all the fuss was about. But wait, it gets even better. Home Secretary Yvette decided to join the fiction writing competition by claiming that every migrant will be throwing away their money if they get into a small boat. Really, Yvette? Every migrant? When 94% are staying. That's like saying every lottery ticket's a winner when only 1 in 20 pays out. Now here's where Farage's criticism really hits home, and honestly, you can practically hear him cackling from Clecton. The first channel migrants selected for this theatrical removal were filmed arriving at a detention center, and the Home Office was so proud they released video clips like it was the latest Netflix trailer. We're talking about men in grey tracksuits disembarking from a van, sitting in corridors with their faces obscured. It's giving witness protection program vibes more than tough on immigration energy. But here's a really delicious irony that's got political observers absolutely beside themselves. While Starmer's broadcasting his tough guy act to the nation, those very same migrants he's supposedly sending back are probably going to be lounging in taxpayer-funded asylum hotels by next week. Because this isn't just about the pathetic numbers. Oh no, this scheme has more loopholes than a Swiss cheese factory. Anyone claiming to be under 18? They are staying. Anyone making a modern slavery claim? They are staying. Human rights claim? Staying put. It's like playing immigration bingo where every square says do not pass Geo, do not collect £200, but do stay in Britain. And here's the part that'll make your blood boil. This entire Anglo-French agreement expires in just 10 months. 10 months. That's barely enough time to plan a decent holiday, let alone revolutionize immigration policy. But here's the really cheeky bit. By the time this deal needs renewing, France will be knee-deep in presidential election campaigning. Good luck getting any French politician to touch this hot potato while they are trying to win votes. Farage isn't the only one calling out this Westminster smoke and mirror show. Former Cabinet Minister Sir Jacob Rees-Mogg didn't mince his words on GB News, calling the whole thing a fake, a phony, a cheat on the British people. And when JRM's calling something fake, you know it's reached peak artificiality. He's describing it as a bogus deal and a complete waste of time, which is political speak for this is absolute rubbish and everyone knows it. But here's where it gets properly scandalous. The pro-migrant legal eagles are already sharpening their claws for this one. The Daily Mail reports that migrant rights groups are gearing up for a massive legal challenge. The same groups that absolutely demolished the Conservatives' Rwanda scheme back in 2022. Steve Smith from Careful Calais is calling Labour's deal morally repugnant and abhorrent, and frankly, whether you agree with him or not, you've got to admire the consistency. Now let's talk about the elephant in the room that's got Farage absolutely apoplectic. The timing of all this. Channel crossings are up 45% compared to last year, with over 25,000 arrivals already. That's not exactly the backdrop you want when you're claiming your new policy is working, is it? It's like declaring victory in a football match while the other team's scoring their 5th goal. The really cheeky part is how Starmer's presenting this whole charade. He's acting like he's just invented border control, tweeting about no gimmicks, just results while presiding over what is essentially the immigration equivalent of rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. And 155 people arrived on Wednesday alone, the same day this miraculous new system supposedly kicked into gear. Here's what's really grinding Farage's gears, though. It's the sheer audacity of calling this a solution when it's clearly designed for headlines rather than actual results. Chris Philp absolutely nailed it when he accused a PM of gaslighting the British public. Because that's exactly what this is, telling people they're seeing tough action on immigration when what they're actually witnessing is political theatre at its most cynical. The Home Office is being so secretive about the numbers that they won't even disclose how many migrants were actually detained yesterday. If your new tough policy is working, surely you'd be shouting the numbers from the rooftops? Instead, we're getting video clips of blurred faces and grey tracksuits like some sort of budget documentary about witness protection. And here's the killer detail that shows just how seriously anyone's taking this scheme: the people smugglers themselves. They're having a record year under Labour, which suggests they're about as worried about this one-in, one-out policy as a cat is worried about a paper tiger. When the actual criminals you're trying to deter are laughing all the way to the bank, you know your deterrent effect is somewhat lacking. What's really got Farage seeing red is a complete disconnect between the rhetoric and the reality. Starmer's out there acting like Churchill rallying the troops, while behind the scenes his government is basically running a more expensive version of the same failing system the Tories had. It's like changing the menu at a restaurant that's serving the same terrible food, different packaging, identical disappointment. The legal challenges alone are going to tie this scheme up for months, possibly years. Any lawyer worth their wig is going to have a field day with human rights claims, age disputes, and modern slavery allegations. By the time the courts are finished picking this policy apart, that 10-month deadline will have come and gone like a summer holiday. So there you have it. Starmer's bold new immigration policy exposes little more than smoke, mirrors, and very expensive theatrics. Farage is calling it gaslighting, the opposition is calling it fake, and frankly, even the most generous interpretation would struggle to call it effective. When only 6% of arrivals face removal and 94% get to stay, you're not solving immigration, you're just making it more bureaucratic. Thanks for watching UK Pancakes. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and let me know in the comments whether you think Farage is right to call out Starmer's immigration claims. See you in the next one.